What if I told you that the biggest reason you struggle with picking colors for your drawings is actually because you have too many choices? If you're a busy creative or a total beginner, sitting down after a long day of work, staring at the color wheel with millions of options is paralyzing. Today, we are deleting the overwhelm. I'm giving you my personal time-saving cheat sheet to pick perfect colors every single time without needing a degree in color theory. We're talking about the 5-color boundary, the secret mid-gray hack, and the 3-second trick that reveals if your colors actually work. By the end of this video, you'll be able to color your artwork for half the time, even if you have only 30 minutes a day to draw. So let's dive into rule number 1. Rule number 1 is to limit yourself to a maximum of 5 colors. When you restrict your choices, your brain stops panicking and starts problem solving. But how do you pick those 5 colors without them fighting each other? We do it by combining 2 simple rules: the temperature split and the 1 hero 4 sidekicks method. First, pick one vibrant color that you absolutely love. This is your hero color, and it's going to capture the viewer's attention. The other 4 colors are its sidekicks. Make these muted, desaturated neutrals like warm cream, a soft gray, or a muddy brown. Optional, to keep it more balanced, split the temperature. Choose 3 warm colors and 2 cool colors. Because the sidekicks are neutral, they will automatically make your one hero color look absolutely magical on your canvas. And when it comes to color temperature, keep in mind that in the color wheel on Procreate, the warm colors are on the top side of the color wheel, while the cool colors are on the bottom. But how do you handle highlights and shadows with only 5 colors? Well, that's easy. Let Procreate do the math. To find a darker or lighter version of your color, create a temporary layer on top. Set its blend mode to multiply or screen, and paint over your base with the same color. For the darkened version of your color, use the multiply blend mode. For the lighter version, use the screen blend mode. You can play with the opacity of that layer, and once you see a shade you like, simply color pick it directly off the canvas. Save it to your palette and delete that temporary layer. It takes 10 seconds. And if you want to be even more efficient on busy days, skip picking shadow colors altogether. Just use a neutral mid-gray color. Create one layer for shadow set to multiply blend mode and one for highlight set to screen. Use the exact same gray color for both. The blend modes do 100% of the color matching work for you, meaning 0 brain power spent on picking shadow tones. The rule number 2 is the golden rule that is going to save you hours of redoing your work. Always pick and color your background first. Our eyes are easily tricked by contrast. If you create and color your subject on a pure white background, it's gonna look completely different the second you add a dark background later. By establishing the background vibe immediately, you set the mood of the entire piece. It dictates whether your character needs warm light or cool tones, preventing that painful moment when you realize your finished illustration looks completely disconnected from its background. And if you like this video so far, be sure to subscribe for my channel, it means a lot. Now, what if you have absolutely no idea where to even start with those 5 base colors? Well, don't guess. Let the internet do the heavy lifting. Websites like coolers.com or Adobe Color are absolute goldmines for busy creatives. You can browse thousands of trending, pre-curated palettes created by designers. And here is a pro tip for Procreate users. You can actually import an inspiring photo or use your iPad camera to automatically generate a palette. But beware, Procreate will generate a massive grid of 30 colors. This is an absolute trap for beginners because it introduces choices you don't need. Take 30 seconds to clean those palettes up. Delete the redundant shades until you are left with just core 5 colors. If you want to create your own palettes right inside Procreate, use the built-in Harmony tool. It's like a cheat code to geometric color matching. For high contrast, high energy illustrations that instantly pop, use complementary or split complementary options. These two choose colors directly opposite each other on the color wheel. If you want something incredibly vibrant and balanced, think classic comic book styles, try Triadic Harmony, which selects 3 equidistant colors. If you're feeling adventurous, Tetradic uses a square to pick 4 colors made of 2 complementary pairs. It's rich, but remember, choose one of those colors to be dominant and use the other 3 purely as accents. But what if you want a calm, cozy or atmospheric drawing? Well, then switch to analogies. Harmonious analogous colors sit right next to each other on the color wheel. They create soft color variations with very low visual stress, perfect for dreamy landscapes or moody portraits. Now, what happens if you color your illustration, look at it, and you realize that you actually hate it? Well, don't hit undo 100 times, neither ditch the illustration, because there is an emergency exit. Go to your adjustments menu, hit Hue Saturation and Brightness, and just slide the Hue bar. This lets you experiment with completely different color shifts across your entire drawing or individual layers in real time. Finally, here is the absolute most important test to ensure that your colors actually look good. Because the illustration is not about the colors themselves, it's about the contrast between them. To test this instantly, create a brand new layer at the very top of your illustration. Fill it with pure, solid black. Tap the N icon on that layer, scroll all the way down through blend modes and select saturation. And boom, your canvas is now in grayscale. By stripping away the color, you can see your true values. If your drawing looks like a big flat gray blob, your colors are fighting and your art will look muddy. But your focal point has a bright highlight or a deep shadow right next to it. Checking this ensures your subject pops and brings viewer attention exactly where you want to. But what happens if you followed all the rules? Your colors are mostly there. It's not terrible, but the mood feels a little flat and you aren't sure how to fix it. Well, before you give up, open up the Curves tool. Most beginners avoid this because it looks intimidating, but it's actually the quickest way to give your art a high-end, cinematic look. By default, you start on Gamma, which controls the overall brightness and contrast of your piece. Pulling this line into a gentle S-curve can instantly make your values pop. But the real magic happens when you switch individual color channels, red, green and blue. For example, if I select red and push the curve up in the highlights, I introduce a beautiful warmth to the lighter areas of my drawing. Then I can switch to blue and pull the bottom of the curve up to inject a moody, cool tone into my shadows. By making these tiny adjustments to the RGB channels, you aren't changing your colors completely. You are color grading them to look cohesive and professional in less than 30 seconds. Picking colors doesn't need to be overwhelming and eats up your free time. By limiting your color choices, letting blend modes handle the shading, and using the 3 seconds grayscale test, you can create stunning art even on busiest days. And if you want to find more Procreate tips and tricks for saving time as busy creative, be sure to check this video next. Let me know in the comments what are your ways to choose colors. It might be something that I didn't mention in the video, or it might be helpful for others. I'm always curious to know. If you find this video helpful, be sure to subscribe for my channel for more art-related videos in the future. Thank you very much for spending the time with me, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye!